All right, hello. Just gonna give it a few minutes to have some people check in. Hey, we got our first people logging on. Good morning. All right, if you guys want to send me some hearts or some comments, let me know if you can see and hear everything all right before we get started. That would be great. What do we think? Can I get some thumbs up or some I can see and hear yous just to make sure everything's working all right? Hey, I see a thumbs up. Excellent. All right, let's see. Can we get a comment just to make sure things are working okay? Just gonna hang out. I have a sneaking suspicion that there are comments and they just haven't gotten to me yet, so bear with me if that's the case. And we'll just hang out for a little bit on this beautiful, beautiful morning. All right. Still not seeing any comments. If you guys are tuning in, if you could send me a little comment just to let me know that you're here and you can hear and see me all right, that would be stupendous. I don't know. I see we've got 23 people watching. That's awesome. Get a couple thumbs up. Still not seeing any comments though. Oh dear. Hi Jordan, happy Easter. Oh, Will and Charlie, happy Easter to you as well. Okay, perfect. We've got some comments. That makes me feel so much better. Sorry if there's a crazy lag. We're gonna do our best. Good morning and welcome back to the Buttonwood Park Zoo live from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining us here on this beautiful Easter Sunday. So happy Easter to all of you. I have a sneaking feeling that you can probably guess who we're going to meet today. Just to keep things extra fun and on theme, I'm gonna turn this camera around so we can meet, of course, the lovely Katie, but also our favorite holiday superstar, Flop. All right, you wanna introduce us to Flop?
Yep, so this is Flop. He is a mini lop. He resides here in our domestics barn, but we do have him outside because it's so nice out today. We're hanging out in the nature play space. So Flop here is 10 years old. He will actually be turning 11 on May 27th. So we're gonna have a nice little birthday for him then. And he came here when he was just about 2 months old, and he actually came to us from a pet store. So we've got some of his little treats out here today. We've got some kale, we've got sweet potato. He's like, nope, I don't want to read it. And we also got some treats in this little paper mache Easter egg.
Excellent. All right, so friends, you know how this works. If you have any questions about rabbits, we would love to take your questions and tell you all about Flop. He is super adorable, I agree. All right, I know we have a really big lag with our comments. Somebody was pointing that out before. I apologize for that. So I'm just gonna give you lots of cute little zoom ins on our adorable bunny as I wait for some of your wonderful questions to come in. So Katie, do you wanna tell us what treats he has today?
Yep, so I'm feeding him sweet potato slices. There you go. So rabbits are herbivores, so they don't eat any meat. So the majority of what he eats here at the zoo is fruits and veggies, a little bit of those. He gets a lot of hay, which is really good for his teeth. He also gets greens like kale and romaine, so we have some kale here for him. And then he also gets a special rabbit pellet that is just kind of like what you would feed your dog or cat, like little pellets.
Excellent. Well, Heather, I want to thank you so much for your donation. We really appreciate you guys helping us out while we're closed. And we've started to get some wonderful questions. Sophia and Eleanor want to know how old Flop is.
So Flop is 10 years old and he'll be turning 11 on May 27th. So that's actually quite old for rabbits. They normally can live anywhere from like 8 to 10 years. So he's kind of on the higher end of his age, but he's still doing really well for being that old.
Great. Oh, Jillian had that question too. Well done. Logan, age 8, is wondering, what are their predators?
That's a good question. So rabbits are a prey animal, and they do have a lot of different predators depending on where they live in the world. So they can be anything like birds of prey, like owls or hawks, coyotes, bobcats, cougars.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Sometimes
Yeah.
snakes, depending on what part of the world they are. So yeah, there's a lot of animals that hunt rabbits.
Chris wanted to make sure that we were watching out for raptors that hang
Oh,
out around
yeah,
the zoo.
they-
I promise you, Chris, we're going to take great care of Flop here. Don't you worry.
Yep.
Love the concern, though. All right, Logan, AJ, I hope we answered your question about how long do they live. And my good friend Tegan and Patty are wondering why some have floppy ears,
That's
but
good.
some don't.
Yeah, so rabbit breeds are all different, kind of like dog breeds are different too. Like some are big, some are small, they have different tails and ears. So that's just the way that people have bred them. They wanted to get rabbits that had floppy
up on
ears
those ears.
instead of ears that stand up like that. His won't do that. There's cartilage in your ears that if you guys touch your ears, you kind of feel they're kind of movable. There's no bone in there, so he's got that in his ears too, but just not enough to keep his ears standing up like that. So that's why they flop. He can still hear though, even though his ears are kind of very long.
Excellent. Can we tell Nathan, age 8, how many rabbits we have at the zoo?
We just have Flop. He is our one and only, but he is a great rabbit.
He's the star for sure. Well, good morning, Emily, and happy Easter to you. I'm glad you like Flop's Easter baskets. Chloe, that's a great question. What is Flop's favorite enrichment?
So he really likes empty boxes or empty bags. He likes to go in them and hide in them, and then he'll chew through the boxes and through the bags. And that's good. That is a really good enrichment for him because of his teeth. They never stop growing, so it's good to give rabbits something that they can chew on and kind of wear their teeth down a little bit. So we are always giving him bags and boxes and things like that. So I think those are two of his favorites. But he does like the treats that we give him too.
Who wouldn't, right? Kara, age 8, has a great question. She's wondering why Flop's eyes are squinting right now.
It could be the sun. So he's normally inside the domestics barn, which doesn't have quite as much light as we have right now, and it's a really sunny day. So that could be why. He's just not
It's a little
as
bright
used
out.
to it.
He doesn't have cool shades on like some people. David, wonderful question. What is the difference between a rabbit and a bunny?
That is a good question. It's actually the same thing. Rabbit is the correct term, but bunny is also the same thing as a rabbit. Some people call them bunnies, but it also is rabbit. And some people might call young rabbits bunnies, but it's all the same thing.
Now, David, I like that question so much that I have my own follow-up, which is, what is the difference between a rabbit and a hare?
I knew you were gonna ask that. So hares are a lot bigger than rabbits. They're more solitary. Rabbits are quite a social animal. Hares have longer legs and longer ears, and they tend to live above ground, whereas rabbits will kind of burrow underground and make their little dens. I think those are some of the differences.
Those are some great differences. Now, I know we probably have more questions and I'm just not seeing them quite yet, but I was wondering if you could please tell our wonderful viewers if they would ever see this kind of rabbit in the wild of Massachusetts.
No, you won't see this type of rabbit. So he's a mini lop. This is a domestic breed of rabbit. You won't find any lop-eared rabbits in the wild. That is a specific trait to domestic or pet rabbits. But if you did go outside today and you saw a rabbit, if you're living in Massachusetts, it's most likely either an eastern cottontail or a New England cottontail. Those are the two species that live in Massachusetts. And
Excellent.
they do look very different from him. They have pointy ears. They're more of a different colored brown. They're more of a camouflaged brown than he is.
That is a great thing to know. Maybe you guys can go outside and go on a on a rabbit
Yeah,
spotting
I've already
adventure
seen-
later.
I've already seen a couple rabbits this morning at the zoo.
What a good day for it. Oh, apparently in Arizona, Amanda and her family have jackrabbits.
Oh,
That's so cool.
That's interesting because those are actually hares, but they're
Ooh,
called rabbits.
good to know.
It's confusing.
Just for fun. Oh, our good friend CJ, age 9, is wondering if rabbits like warm or cool weather better.
So they prefer cooler weather. So you see how he's got such a big fluffy coat. He would rather be in maybe like the 50s or 60s degrees is really good for a rabbit. They are built to withstand cold. They can't sweat, so if they need to cool off, that's why they have such large ears, so they will lose some of their body heat through their ears. But I think they prefer the cooler weather to the hot. But there are rabbits that live in deserts and they have adapted well to those temperatures. They just probably don't have as thick of a coat as the more northern species.
That makes sense. Hannah's wondering, does he always stay outside?
No, he normally lives inside our barn indoors. He does come outside sometimes for events or for birthday parties, but he doesn't normally live outside. It would be great if we could get him outside a lot more because they are very active animals and they love to run around. But Flop is on the older side, so we don't see him moving around quite as much as he used to, as like a younger rabbit would be. But I think he's just very content right now to be hand-fed.
I think
just sit still.
he looks like he's enjoying it.
But if he wanted to, he could run around. He has that option.
Good to know. Gotta give a shout out to my wonderful mother for donating. Thank you, Mom. Happy Easter. All right, Diana's wondering if rabbits are endangered.
There are some species, some wild species that are endangered. Not his breed. They are very common household pet. One of the species I mentioned that lives in Massachusetts, the New England cottontail, isn't endangered, but it is vulnerable, so its populations aren't doing as well as they used to. That's just because their habitat, they're losing their habitat, they're getting outcompeted by the other cottontail, the eastern cottontail, so they're not as numerous as they used to be. And there are other species that are endangered, I just don't know what they are. But they're not local.
Gotcha. Noah, age 3, would like to know, how floppy are their ears?
He's very floppy. They
Good.
won't stand up
Can we
at
get a
all.
little-
He did some painting, I guess.
Oh, he's
I
got
don't
some
know if you
paint
see
on
that.
his ear.
We do
It's a little
painting
craft
with
time.
him sometimes. We'll get little footprint paintings and his ears kind of get in the paint because they're so droopy. But yeah, they do not stand up at all.
So quite floppy.
They're
I
standing
love
up
that. Oh, wonderful. Carrie and Rebecca are wondering if rabbits make good pets. I think we touched on that a little bit, but you want to talk about it a bit more?
This is probably one of the few animals that we have at the zoo that does make a good pet. You just have to know that they are quite a responsibility. They're not an easy animal to take care of. Even though they are small, that doesn't mean that they're really easy to take care of. So they need a lot of exercise, a lot of socializing. So it's good if you are able to let them out of their cage. If they're in one, let them run around your house or even run around outside and just get some energy out. They have special dietary needs, like the hay I mentioned, and fruits and veggies, and then the rabbit grain. So they have a lot of different things that they need to eat. So if you are going to get a rabbit, they are a really good pet. They do live a long time, so you have to make that commitment. Like 10 years down the road, are you still going to be able to care for this animal? And if you can't, then you probably shouldn't get one. But if you can, then you should get one. They're really soft. They're very friendly.
Wonderful.
They're very quiet too. They don't make too many sounds, so you don't have to worry about bothering your neighbors.
Amanda made a great observation about his nose going nonstop, and she was wondering what his most dominant sense is.
So their best sense is their hearing, followed by their eyesight, then nose. So yeah, that's why rabbits have such large ears. Because they are a prey species, they need to be able to hear what's going on around them all the time.
Let's get a close-up on that bunny nose, because we
Yeah,
can.
it's always moving.
Just too adorable for words. Kathy Ann was wondering if he lives with any other animals.
He does not. Nope, he lives in a stall by himself.
Excellent. Oh, shout out to Brandy for donating. Thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you. Sophia's wondering if you could refresh our memory about how old he is.
Flop is 10. He will be 11 on May 27th. So he's got a birthday coming up next month.
Excellent. There will be many treats, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Our phenomenal intern, Melissa, says that the paint is her fault. I'm sure the painting that ensued was beautiful. So, Melissa, don't even worry about it. We love you. Ashley, thank you so much for donating. We really appreciate it. Tegan, oh, my dear Tegan, is wondering how far can they jump? What a good question.
Yeah, so horizontally, like how far out could he jump, or other rabbits, about 10 or even 15 feet.
Wow.
And as far as how high, pet rabbits can't really jump that high, about 2 feet at most. Wild rabbits can jump a little higher, up to 4 feet. But they do have rabbit jumping competitions, so people train their rabbits to jump high. And I think the highest that one of them jumped was maybe 3 feet, and that's a lot for a little animal like this.
That's pretty much higher than I can jump, so I'm going to give them a lot of credit for that.
But they have really, really powerful hind legs that help them jump like that.
See these legs. Oh, you're going to turn now, and I'm trying to... Yep, that seems about right. Hi, bud. All right, maybe you can see the hind legs, or no, you're just getting a little bunny backside. Well, you can see the cute little tail there, a little bit. Didn't go according to plan, but I hope you were all amused by that little moment. Logan loved this question always. Does he have a favorite keeper?
Yeah, I wish he did, but he seems to like whoever is hanging out with him at the time, or giving him treats, or giving him pets.
Seems to be a good trend in our animals. Whoever's got food. It's all right, same.
He's looking around.
It's got some exciting moments going on. All those senses are going to work.
Yeah.
Cindy is wondering if he is a rescue.
He actually came from a pet store. He was not a rescue, but if you're thinking about buying a rabbit, it is good to check your local rehab places or animal rescue places before going to a pet store, because there's a lot of animals there that need our help. And a lot of people do surrender rabbits because they didn't realize how hard it was to take care of them or how long they lived for. So yeah, if you are interested in one, check those places first.
That is some great advice. Now, Mary is saying that you used to take care of her Holland Lops on the farm when they went on vacation, and she says that you are absolutely awesome. I happen to agree,
Thanks,
but
Mary.
she is also wondering what your favorite zoo chores to do behind the scenes are.
I really like preparing the animal diets. It's very relaxing, and it's just fun to cut up produce and meat and things like that. So I find that to be the most fun.
I love it. Beth is wondering, do you have to pick them up in a special way?
You do.
He's on an adventure.
I see him pop a little bit there. Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
follow him. Pardon the shaky cam, but we're gonna go on an adventure right along with him.
rabbits don't really like to be picked up, but if you do pick one up, it's good to put support under their legs and to kind of cradle them, just because if they were to if they were to move in the wrong way, their spines are very fragile, so it's just good to really support their entire body.
Excellent. Good advice. He's on an adventure. I love this. Mary, thank you so much for donating. I hope I'm saying it right. Trey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Look at our little guy going on some adventures here. It's a good thing to do on Easter.
Could get going.
He's got a whole lot of space here. He's taking advantage of it. I love that. You can see that nice blue paint on there. Nice little accent. See, Katie, you're not the only one who dyed their hair recently. All right, again, I'm sure there's a bit of a lag, so we're gonna keep watching this amazingly awesome rabbit, see if any other questions come in. What do you think, Katie? Are we missing anything, or did we tell his life story pretty well?
I don't think I'm missing anything, but if I think of something, I'll
chime in. Now, I will say, and this is not to embarrass Flop, but we did at one point in our lovely group, Bear Cub Club, do a tortoise and the hare race, where Flop raced our tortoise Dottie. And surprisingly enough, Dottie did in fact win. By the end of the race, Flop had taken one step backwards, and Dottie had gone to the finish line and eaten both of their snacks. So that's a fun story for you. Patty, thank you so much for donating. Kenneth, thank you so much. You guys are incredible. Oh, there we go. We're eating some fun dandelions.
Yeah, rabbits in the wild will eat grass, they'll eat dandelions, they'll eat weeds, they'll eat bush, shrubs, buds. In the winter time, they'll eat twigs. There's not much greens out there, so they'll just eat any kind of vegetation they can. So he likes grass and dandelions.
There you go. See, I'm glad we stayed out here for this nice long time. He finally seems to figure out that he's got all of nature play at his disposal. So look at all this. Look at all these places he could go. It's very quiet without all of our fun zoo kids here to run around. So Flop's gonna try and let you live through him a little bit. Run around in nature play. See if we can get a sense of some of these really cool attributes.
So rabbits do have a blind spot. Their eyes are on the sides of their head, so they can see pretty much all the way around them, and then right in the middle, like right here, they have a blind spot. So sometimes if you're trying to give your pet rabbit a treat right at its mouth, it might not realize there's something there because that's right in its blind spot.
Oh dear. Good thing they got that nose working for him too.
Yep. And they have eyes like that on both sides of their head because, once again, they are a prey species, so they need to be able to see everywhere to make sure there's no predators around. So they are a really cool, unique animal.
They really are. Oh, Julie and Noah, we miss you at Bear Cub Club. Hopefully when this is all over, we'll all get to have some more fun back at the zoo together. We love watching Flop hop as well. It's nice when he starts moving around, huh? All right, friends, let's see if we have any last questions before we say goodbye. I'm gonna give you just a few minutes more as we look at our ridiculously adorable rabbit here. What is a group of rabbits called? Excellent question, CJ.
They are called a colony. Colony of rabbits.
That seems like a fun colony to be a part of.
I'm done with dandelions. Nope.
We've moved on to other snacks. Oh, that's all right. We like variety, don't we? All right. Well, friends, I think that might just be it, unless we've got a big lag here still. Hopefully not. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope you're having a wonderful Easter. Shout out to the amazing 8 people who donated to us. Thank you so much. The Buttonwood Park Zoological Society is our nonprofit branch, and certainly most of our funds come from having the zoo being open and hosting events and things like that. So your donations are making our conservation and education mission possible. We can't thank you enough. If you would still like to donate, you can always click the donate button, or you can text BPZoo20 to 41444. From all of us here at the Buttonwood Park Zoo, thank you so much and happy Easter.